Alright, how's it growing? It's your man MINIMAN back at it again. Let's fucking do this real quick, real fast, because I'm in a good mood. Like anybody's watching my fucking videos anyway. But hey, let's just get it on the record. So, we're living in interesting times, to say the least. Like I already said in a couple of videos, that 2020 will be remembered as the year in the chapter for world peace. Believe it or not, this is how I see things. This is definitely not what you're gonna hear on the mainstream media, but if you're living in that mainstream media bubble, in that matrix, first of all, you're probably not gonna watch my videos anyway. And second of all, you wouldn't believe it anyway, because you believe what's on the news because you don't understand that the news is owned and controlled, by the same people who control the central banks, or used to control the central banks, and they feed you with the information that you are supposed to get. So if you, this is a pretty, doesn't look like it's going uphill, but it is. And anyways, if you're one of those sheep that I've been talking about for the last 2 years in my videos, People Farm. If you haven't seen them, go watch them. People Farm Part 1 till 11, couple of hours, where I broke this whole system the fuck down, precisely what's going on: religion, finance, health, control, surveillance, AI, control structure, secret societies, and of course the mainstream media, the narrative that they tell, and the truth of what's actually going on. Can't expect me to say this over and over again. And I promise to make this quick. So, if my information is correct, then things are looking pretty good, actually. This whole coronavirus is a complete scam and a cover-up story. So the organized crime, Vatican, pedophile, criminal, mafia, baby eaters, Satanists, spirit cooking criminals getting arrested. And that's really a job for the military, for a very well-planned operation, a military secret operation that you are not supposed to know anything about in the first place. That's why they call it a secret operation, right? Secret means it's none of your fucking business, okay? You get to know the last. You're the last to know because you don't matter in this operation, right? And it's United States, Russia, and China executing this worldwide plan to get rid of the Vatican criminal system that has been established for only 650 years. Wow. So that's a lot of time to get your hands into everything. That's why they call it a deep state, because it's a lot of people. It goes deep. The network goes deep. And you have to expose the criminals also in public and explain it to the public so they understand and see. The sheep behind the TV need to understand and see the criminals in order for them to accept a new structure, a new money system, a new financial system, new currencies, new structures, how your country is being run. You think you're living in a country, but in fact you're living in a company, and the company owns your ass, okay? They fucking own you. They own everything in your name, including your name. They even own your freaking name. Because your name is not your name. Your name is a company. Your name is the name of a company. Used to be owned by the Vatican system. So if this is all news to you, you just have to believe it or do your own research. And since you don't do your own research, of course, you just have to freaking believe me. Or don't. I don't give a fuck. So, to put this very simple, you can just, like I said in the previous video, sit back, relax, and watch the New World Order collapse. And because you're not gonna do anything anyway. You know, even if you could, you wouldn't. And even if you would, you couldn't. That's really the sad news, the sad truth. That's what it is. Because let's face it, the people, the target audience for me or for any alternative or truther media is very small. You can say it's maybe 10%. The 90%, they won't believe it. And 10% is very generous. Yeah, 10% is a very, very, very generous estimate of the people who are awake or are willing to be awakened, to be unplugged from the matrix. Because the other, it's probably 1%. You know, it's maybe 2%, but let's just say it's 1%. So the 99% or 90%, if you're generous, they will not wake up regardless. Because they just simply don't give a fuck. I don't know. They don't care. They like to stay in their comfort zone. They just, if they hear anything that disturbs them, they just switch their brains off. If they ever got it switched on in the first place, they're gonna switch it off immediately. They don't want to hear anything about it. What? The Vatican is a criminal, baby-eating, satanic mafia, pedophile, organized crime that has been enslaving and exploiting the planet for 650 years? Switch it off. Shut it down. I can't take that information. That can't be true. Nobody ever told me this on the mainstream media. So how can it be true? The only truth that I accept comes from the telly. And the telly never told me this. So it's gotta be conspiracy. Oh my God, it's gotta be conspiracy. And conversation is senseless. Trying to have a conversation with these kind of people is pointless. Okay? This shit's insane. Okay? Because 90 or 99% already got their minds set up. They got their opinions set up before you can say anything. Before anything is ever said. They already got their opinions set up. And they're not going to change it. And they're completely immune to any kind of arguments. They don't like free thinking. They don't like to think for themselves. They rather die than have one original thought that they initiated. You understand what I'm saying here? Everything needs to be told to them, thought for them, formulated for them, decided for them. That's why I call it a people farm, because they're just sheep. Meh, 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 meh. And they want to be farmed, they like to be farmed, and they completely depend and rely on the farmer and on the farm structure, and they don't want any change. And that's that. The point I'm trying to make here is, in the foreseeable future, and that's maybe 100 years, none of these people are gonna wake up, the 99 or the 90%. They're not ready. They can't wake up because they refuse to take responsibility. They refuse to think for themselves. And that's why they can never be free, because they refuse to take responsibility. And like I already said a billion times, you can only have freedom with responsibility. It goes together like two coins, two sides of the same coin. It's just what it is. So if you refuse to take responsibility, you can't have any freedom. This is just end of discussion. There is no discussion about it. So those people can't wake up because they just don't. And the only chance we have is that the good guys are winning. It's really all, I mean, we can do, I don't know what we can do, but as far as I can see, we can't really do anything, because we would need the 90% or the 99% be awake, be willing to think, be willing to take action, and also be willing to fight for their freedom if necessary. But since that's not happening, we don't have a fucking chance. The 1% or the 10% of the people who are awake and trying to wake other people up, or in the process of awakening, they can't make that happen. 10% can't pull off a majority issue. So this is only gonna happen if you, Morgan, if you have a strong minority, if you have 90% or 80% unite, and I mean not just countries, I mean humanity. I mean humanity as a whole should put all their bullshit down, all their funny ideas, all their religion crap, all their differences, and unite and say, fuck the farmer, fuck the slavery, fuck the Vatican system that has been enslaving us and exploiting us for 650 years. We don't want that anymore. We want to be free, and we want to decide for ourselves. And since we don't have that majority, we can't really do anything. That's why I'm saying sit back, relax, and watch the New World Order collapse. Because hopefully that small group of people, the military, is going to take our freedom back, and take out the criminals. And if they can't, or if they don't, then there's nothing we can do. Because the 90%, they don't have a chance of waking up. And if we don't get freedom now, it can maybe mean that we'll never be free. which doesn't really make a fucking difference for the 90% anyway, because they just don't care. You know, that's really the best I can put this. It's the friendliest way I can put this. And for me personally, as an indigo configured being, for me it's very bitter. It's very disappointing. But I had to accept the facts that 90% will not wake up. Not in the foreseeable future. Not in the next 100 years. And it's very hard to accept that for indigo. If you don't know what that is, I don't know, research it or don't. It's people who try to bring a massive change and they just don't accept anything else, you know. Who destroy slavery structures to bring freedom on a massive scale, on a global scale. Trump is an indigo. The military people who have integrity and fight for freedom, they're indigo configured beings. They put everything on, they put their life on the line. But all you do is complain. Oh, nothing is happening. It's not happening fast enough. You know, blah, 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 blah. Trump is bad. Russia is bad. You know, Gates is gonna poison us all with vaccines, but that's fine. You know, why is everybody trusting a software a software idiot that's not even able to program proper running software all of a sudden with fucking healthcare and vaccines and virus issues? But where's that credibility coming from? What you've done in the past 40 years? Oh, I've developed software. Oh, now you're gonna stick a needle in everybody's ass and get a vaccine, right? To save us. Give me a fucking break. And that's where you can totally see that the people are sheep. And I'm talking for 17 minutes for nothing. So I'm gonna end this because it's freaking pointless anyway. You are awake already now, the 1% or the 10%, or you never will be. End of story. Thank you for nothing. And if you want to go out and wait for the 90% to wake up, so you can fight in the streets with tanks and guns, unarmed, then knock yourselves out. Because I'm not gonna do that. Like, history has told us in the past that violent revolutions never really led to anything. It's just a big distraction, and the same motherfuckers, the same criminals get into the power positions after that. So the whole revolution was basically for nothing. This is either going to be a peaceful information war, and it maybe leads to a non-compliance, so people they're not going to accept a slavery system. They just won't apply. Okay, they won't follow along because they have the awareness and the consciousness that they say, no, I refuse to participate in the slavery system. Non-violent. And that's because of awakening and of information and of understanding how the world works. That's either going to happen or not. But, going in the streets with a bunch of guys against tanks and energy weapons and all kinds of drone shit. I don't know, AI robots. Look at DARPA. Come on, give me a break. That's just stupid. So we're either going to win this war by consciousness, or there is no chance. We just don't win. Because it's not winnable. It's not winnable if 10% are awake. It's winnable if 90 or 100% are awake. So I hope this time, after 650 years, we have this chance, and then finally we have some freedom and some sovereignty and some peace. And if everybody is lying to us, you know, Trump and Q and the QAnon movement and, I don't know, the military, and everybody is lying and cheating and bullshitting us again, just to fuck us better, then we don't have a chance, because that's just what it is, you know. So what you can do is wake up yourself and be a role model, and other people maybe gonna approach you and ask you, why are you so chill? Why are you so cool? Why are you not scared? Why you don't, you know, comply? Why are you living a different lifestyle? And that's the moment you can give them information. Because if you try to wake up sheep, it's absolutely pointless. They won't. Ask me how I know. I got all kinds of story to tell. How easy that was. Not. So what I can recommend is, you know, take some time off and smell the flowers. They're not smelling, but they're looking good. They're looking real good, aren't they? And enjoy life, and enjoy yourself, you know, and stay cool, stay chill, stay woke. And if you can, help other people to wake up a little bit, you know, get them, you know, just point them in the right direction maybe, and then they can figure it out on their own pace. So, yeah. Interesting shit going on. I see it very positive. I think this is it. This is it for world peace. And thank you to everybody who has helped tremendously to make this happen. I'm MINIMAN, grow it, I trying.